Let's meet Jason. Jason is a former Hall of Fame college baseball player who centered his life around sports and family. In his free time, he played golf and was also formerly the youth hockey director of the LA Kings practice facility. In his personal time, he runs his personal hat business on the side and is a proud father of a talented hockey player teenage son. So, Jason, take us back to the day of your stroke. What were you thinking and feeling about the future and your recovery?
Well, it was a normal Sunday morning, and I was at the rink, and I saw a piece of trash that I wanted to pick up. And when I did, I became really dizzy, something I've never felt before. So I went upstairs, continued working for 3 hours. I alerted my security team, and at 12:30, I decided to call my son. It was a ritual that we used to do when he would get out of practice. But I FaceTimed him then, and halfway through that conversation with him and my ex-wife that were in the car, we quickly realized that there was something wrong and that I needed help. So we alerted the security team again. They called the fire department and the paramedics. They came, assessed me, and told me that I didn't need to go to the hospital with them and it was my choice. Or you just go home and get some rest. Well, they leave, and then April and Justin arrive at the rink where I was working. They took one look at me and fast-tracked me to Torrance Memorial. At Torrance Memorial, I was taken really quickly because of stroke complication, and then a series of tests came my way, and they found that I had a carotid artery dissection, and I needed to stay. I spent 5 days in the hospital.
How does the transition from hospital to home impact the physical, emotional, and mental health of stroke survivors? And what do you think nurses ought to know about how navigation addresses these needs?
I wouldn't know my stroke profile and the changes that I needed help with until months later. I didn't fully know what I was going through. And the hospital was not equipped to assist with outpatient care. The physical impact of what I went through was fatigue, loss of speech the way I knew how, or wasn't able to drive, light, noise, and temperature sensitivity, and navigation provided the resources that I needed, such as speech therapy. They helped me find that, and suggestions on light physical activity to combat the fatigue, and how to limit my distractions that I was going through on a daily basis when I get into situations I couldn't handle. What I think that the nurses need to know about every stroke patient, and trust me, the Torrance Memorial uh, nurses were on point with everything, is that we don't really know what we need at the time, and it's a journey. So that is key in that. In the emotional aspect of what I went through, I was really embarrassed. I couldn't talk in public. I was fearful. I lacked confidence and felt a loss and loneliness from what I was used to. Navigation addressed this by providing education and meeting with my family to help normalize my ups and downs. Advised how I can create a safe space in my environment, and then that was imperative. I think nurses at this point should set the expectation to give the patient and the care team a little bit of grace in the process because it is not fluid. And the biggest thing was the mental health aspect of what I went through. Anxiety, depression, feeling of hopelessness. I feared at some point in time that I was going to sneeze and have another stroke. But navigation helped by asking me and my family of support group simple questions that would lead to exploring options to fit my readiness to seek help. Nurses should know that the delivery of information surrounding how to find mental health resources is critical.
So, Jason, you've already shared a little bit about how care navigation has helped in supporting stroke survivors and their families. So, now can you explain how Kandu differentiates itself in this area?
Kandu was the backbone in helping me recover and helping my family with understanding what I went through. Navigation helped bridge the gap. Always leaving calls or Zoom calls with them with reasonable expectations and a feeling like I could achieve goals weekly. Care Navigation supported me and my family with no question being a dumb question, and they knew how to explain post stroke impairments. They had reading material and audio content available to me to push the information for me, and that cut the time down that it took for us to find critical information that I needed for recovery.
How did support from other survivors in the Kandu community bolster your recovery?
Well, those heroes went through it. It was a safe place for me to share struggles, cry, be angry at times, get advice. They endured similar scenarios that I faced. They gave me hope, inspiration, a wealth of practical survival knowledge. The group was offered in the morning time, evenings, weekends, and through their app that was available to me 24/7. I can't thank Can Do enough for what they did for me.
What personal outcomes have you experienced from utilizing Kandu's services?
Can Do found me a virtual speech therapist. They found a new PCP in my area, help with advocacy for what I needed through my HR department with reasonable accommodations, and also provided me the support I needed through recovery on every aspect of what I did.